1963 in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, telling the 32 heads of states gathered in Addis Ababa, we must unite now. We must have one army. We must have one currency. We must have one foreign policy. We must be united. And I can hear the Osagiefo saying, I do not want to be the leader of that country. I simply want unity. And I'm saying that we must live here with one united government. They listen not to the Osagiefo. Hands were alive then. No sooner had we regained political independence, as we were celebrating our new national anthems, as we were celebrating our new flags, as we were celebrating our new mottos and slogans, the neo-colonizer was alive and well. In 1961, they had taken out Patrice Emery Lumumba. And I can remember that famous letter of Patrice Emery Lumumba written in 1961. One day, even if you kill my body, Africa shall write our history. Today we are here to write that history. I can hear, even as they took out Patrice Emery Lumumba, and in 1963 they took out Sylvanus Olympio in Togo. I can hear Sylvanus Olympio saying, take me out, but Africa shall not be taken out. I'm here to remind us that Africa shall not be taken out. They did not stop there. In 1966, they took out the Osagiefo Kwame Nkrumah and took him out of power and thought that they had finished the Osagiefo. And I can hear and read the Osagiefo writing from Guinea in Conakry say, Africa shall never be enslaved again. We are here to remind them that we shall never be enslaved again. And they did not stop there. They went to Nigeria. And Nigeria, they took out the government of Nnamdi Azikiwe and Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. They had finished Nigeria. They did not, because Africa can never be finished. They did not stop there. They went to Mali and they thought that they had taken out Modibo Keita, and they thought that Mali would not be taken out. They did not take Mali out. They did not stop there. They went to Algeria and took out Ahmed Ben Bella, and they thought that Algeria would be taken out. They did not take Algeria out. But the neo-colonial project is alive and well, because even as that was happening, South Africa was still under the yoke of the apartheid regime. And I can hear the words of the great South Africans at that time as a young student. I can still remember the words of O.R. Tambo. I can still remember from Angola the words of Agostinho Neto. I can still remember the words of Eduardo Mondlane and Samora Moises Machel. I can still remember the words of Sam Nujoma and Andy Mbahaman Toivo ya Toivo from Namibia. I can still remember. And ultimately, you succeeded in removing the organ, the monster that was apartheid. In Zimbabwe, I can still remember Joshua Nkomo and Robert Mugabe, and they removed that monster that was the Ian Smith regime. But the question is, once we remove them, what did we do? This is the question. You know, when we remove them, we make unto ourselves many promises. We promise unto ourselves heavens, but sometimes it appears as if the devils in heaven conspired. and delivered hell instead of heaven. So that the story of Africa is a story of missed opportunities. We sing our national anthems as we should. We fly our flags as we should. We have our slogans as we should. But yet, we have fallen short of the expectations of both God and man. That is why, when I look at Africa today, sometimes I feel sad. And many are those times when I see young Africans from the Gambia, from Burkina Faso, from Chad, from Nigeria, from Ghana, being humiliated in Tunisia, being humiliated and dying in the Mediterranean Sea. I feel sad. I feel sad. Are humiliated in Saudi Arabia and Kuwait. I feel sad. I feel sad when young Africans are humiliated at the embassies of Western countries. I feel sad when when the white man comes here. Whether you feel sad with me, but I'm inviting you to feel sad with me. Is abused by other civilizations.